in the dust, then the Almighty will be your gold, for then you will delight yourself in the Almighty and lift up your face to God. Those are the words of Eliphaz. He was a friend of Job. Job had lost in death all of his 10 children. He had lost, either through death or being stolen, all of his livestock. His wife had turned against God. And now Eliphaz and Bildad and Zophar, his 3 friends, had come, and they had sat with him in sackcloth and ashes and in silence for 7 days. And now they are speaking in Job 22, 24 to 26. If you lay gold in the dust, the Almighty will be your gold. And then you will delight yourself in the Almighty and lift up your face to God. Now, when Job's trial was over, chapter 42, when his trial was over, this is what God said to Eliphaz. The Lord said to Eliphaz the Temanite, "My anger burns against you and against your 2 friends, for you have not spoken of me what is right, as my servant Job has." Well, what could be more right, more beautiful, than to say, if you lay gold in the dust, the Almighty will be your gold, and you will delight yourself in the Almighty and lift up your face to God. I regard that sentence as true. Right, beautiful. And when Eliphaz spoke it, God was angry at him. So why would it anger God for Eliphaz to say, if God is not your gold, you're an idolater? If you're delighting in gold more than God, what's wrong? What's wrong is that Eliphaz used those words to indict Job. Verse 23, just before those verses, if you, Job, if you return to the Almighty, assuming he's not with him, if you return to the Almighty, you will be built up. If you remove injustice far from you. So Eliphaz and his friends cannot conceive that there could be a man of justice and a man who values God above gold who suffers this much. They can't imagine it. Those 2 things, this much suffering and valuing God above gold and being a man of justice, they can't go together in one person. And they're dead wrong. God is angry that they would talk to Job that way.